I'm ready when everyone else is.
We're at the amazing Church Studios today to record Brace, which is a song from the latest album from Jordan Rakei. It's a really beautiful song that I had the pleasure of writing the strings for, and we got the chance to record them with live strings.
So I started writing Brace 2 years ago. I created the soundscape first of like the synthesizers and the drums, and then I wrote the lyrics are sort of about being like engulfed by like a weight of stress, anxiety, just the world, and like this song was sort of like a commentary on that. I usually try and do everything in like one day, and then I just knew it needed something to lift it. And I love Homay's songwriting and her string arrangements and all that sort of thing, so I got in touch with her. I've known her for a few years, and she sent something back maybe about a week or 2 weeks later. I listened to it straight away, and I was like, I'm happy with this, I'm happy with everything that she's done. And I was like, great, can I have the stems? Like, we're going to start mixing it. It was sort of a rush because at the time I was writing originally Brace for something else. And then I thought it was so good what she sent back. I was like, this has to be on my album now. And that's how it made its way onto my last album, What We Call Life.
Well, I usually ask at the beginning when working with artists whether they have anything in mind already, or whether they're happy for me to kind of get started. Somewhere in the middle was an instrumental section where he wanted the strings to take a lead, and then at the very end he wanted to have a build. He used the word climbing, which kind of was stuck in my head. When you listen to the melody line, it's always going up and then it's starting again, and it's going up a little bit further, but it's starting down again and climbing up, kind of note by note. And I guess it's sort of the tempo and the slow movement and the loose feel within there, I think, brought that across.
I was really excited today to choose Brace as the track we were going to do the live session with, because the original recording that made my album version in ways is quite industrial sounding. There's loads of synths, and I wanted to strip everything back to the energy and mood of which I originally wrote the song, and having a piano be the main body rather than a synth, and having, instead of drum percussion, it's flow on the double bass keeping the rhythm, and Imraan keeping rhythm on guitar. I wanted to showcase the acoustic side of the song and its intense minimal energy. I feel like this song is very intense, even though it opens up to this beautiful ballad. Homay's strings draw you right into that emotion of like rawness and darkness and sadness and this sort of suppression of my lyrics. And this setting perfectly suits that vibe of, a grand piano super emotional, and the strings really accompany that perfectly.
The string sections that I've used for the original track, using samples, I have pretty much just endless amounts of players at the ends of my fingertips. I wasn't really holding back. It wasn't actually initially the idea to have them recorded live, because when we were working on this, it was during the pandemic and there was a deadline to it, so it only allowed 4 samples. I think the biggest challenge to reducing the strings from the samples that I had to 10 live players was making sure to bring all the textures that I had within there across. There was a couple of things that I've changed in the notation when putting it down to score, just because it didn't really make sense for the amount of players that we had, so I kind of simplified certain bits for it. You probably saw there's like every player has their own stand, because there's not that many shared voices. Thank you everybody for coming. Been really excited to get this together. I think we started about a year ago. I thought the Ensemble were absolutely incredible. They had such a lovely vibe, just incredible players, so adaptable to any changes, really open-minded, and really added to just a great day.
So after performing the song today for the first time in this acoustic environment, actually for the first time ever, it gave me this new perspective on the original composition. If we strip back all the production and hearing the strings swelling in and out of my vocal, it made me feel like quite emotional in some of the takes. Because again, the song's quite heavy, and performing it, lifting in this sort of euphoric outro, it was quite special to hear in this setting. And yeah, amazing. I sort of now want to make an album sort of just like this.